I'm Ben Meiselas from the MeidasTouch Network. Now, here's a powerful message and warning from the Fulton County Sheriff to Donald Trump on the eve of yet another Donald Trump indictment. This one we believe can happen any day now in Fulton County, Georgia. Here is what the Fulton County Sheriff stated, quote, "There have been many threats, but when you make a threat, when you become a keyboard bully," referencing Donald Trump, "it is our goal to come and really hold you accountable." That's Pat Labat, the Fulton County Sheriff. And here is the sheriff as well stating that if and when Donald Trump is arrested, he's going to be treated like everybody else. There will be a mugshot taken. There will be the normal booking process taking place, but there will be no difference at all. Play this clip of the sheriff.
And so if you're indicted, then we're going to treat you as though you were indicted here locally. And so we will continue to do fingerprints, mugshots, etc., in the safest possible fashion.
And so as we are on the eve of yet another indictment, again, this one from the Fulton County District Attorney, Fani Willis, it does appear that this indictment is imminent, whether that means Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, this week, next week. I think it'll happen in mid-August, the latest, but I think it's coming next week. Here is what we now know, and we can see it. We'll show you clips as I'm talking. The main road around the Fulton County Courthouse is set to close to general traffic starting Monday morning. The Fulton County Sheriff's Office made that announcement right around the same time Donald Trump was indicted in Washington, D.C. Pryor Street between Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard and Mitchell Street will be closed for 12 days starting on Monday, August 7th. This is part of its security plan should indictments be handed down. Fulton County Sheriff Labat said, "Look, we're following normal practices. No matter what your status is, you heard there's going to be a mugshot ready for you." And speaking of keyboard bullies and keyboard warriors, here's the post that Donald Trump had made shortly after those statements from Sheriff Labat. Trump wrote, "If you go after me, I'm coming after you." That's the deranged lack of maturity of that despicable traitor of an individual, which I believe to be a criminal threat. Donald Trump then put out a video which references numerous prosecutors, including Fani Willis, but the Fulton County District Attorney. But Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis is not intimidated at all. She says that she is ready to go. Here is a clip of Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis saying that she told the people she's ready to go, and she will be ready indeed to go by September 1st, the latest. But I think it's going to happen next week or the week after. But play this clip.
First. Well, I mean, I've made a commitment to the American people, but most importantly, the citizens of Fulton County, that we were going to be making some big decisions regarding the election investigation, and that I would do that before September the 1st of 2023, and I'm going to hold true to that commitment. The work is accomplished. I mean, we've been working for 2.5 years. We're ready.
And from this next clip, it's clear that Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis will not be intimidated. And the fact that Donald Trump has already been indicted 3 times, as she states, if you commit a crime in our state, in our area, in our district, she goes, you're going to be prosecuted. You're going to be treated no differently. That's why I love Fani Willis. Law and order. Here, play this clip.
There's some people who say that there are already now 3 indictments against the former president. They argue that even if there were crimes committed here in Fulton County, a 4th indictment isn't worth all the work that would come with it. To people who say that, what would you say?
That I took an oath, and that the oath requires that I follow the law, that if someone broke the law in Fulton County, Georgia, that I have a duty to prosecute. That's exactly what I plan to do.
And just compare that to Donald Trump's lawyer, Christina Bobb. You see this different caliber of lawyer. This is Trump's lawyer and I guess spokesperson and custodian of records, Christina Bobb, saying what she wants to do now is go after Brad Raffensperger, Georgia's Republican Secretary of State, and she wants to try to litigate all of Donald Trump's 2020 conspiracies that have all been utterly debunked This is just what MAGA Republicans are today, folks. Here, play this clip of Donald Trump's lawyer, Christina Bobb.
But when you're a federal prosecutor trying to prosecute a president of the United States and you say, the State Farm Arena video has been debunked. Well, no, it hasn't. Let's get into that. Let's subpoena Brad Raffensperger. Let's subpoena State Farm Arena. Let's subpoena everything that happened to Georgia, because you want to say that it's debunked, but we've never seen the ballots. Let's see the ballots. We're not just going to take your word for it. And I think they will be surprised at the level of detail with which their indictment is just flat out wrong.
So as of now, Donald Trump faces 78 felony charges across the 3 criminal cases so far. The hush money to a porn star case in New York, 34 felony counts for falsifying business records with a prison time of up to 4 years. And of course, there's the case in the Southern District of Florida for Donald Trump's unlawful, willful retention of national defense information, where he stole classified records, top secret records, a superseding indictment recently filed. 32 counts for willful retention of national secrets, 6 for obstruction of justice, 2 for making false statements. And we're talking about a combined potentially 400 years in prison for all of those crimes if you add up each of the individual counts and the years attributable to each count. For example, obstruction of justice alone is 20 years. Attempt to overturn the 2020 election. The case just brought by special counsel Jack Smith in Washington, D.C., 2 counts of obstructing an official proceeding, 1 count for conspiracy against the right to vote, and 1 count for defrauding the United States. Again, if you add up all of these accounts, it's very, very potent in and of itself. But now you've also got the Fulton County District Attorney, Fani Willis, one. And Donald Trump knows he's going to be indicted there. So he makes this ridiculous post on a social media platform saying, if I get indicted one more time, I'm definitely going to win. Again, it speaks to just his complete lack of character and just how utterly absurd he is. We expect from Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis is a sprawling RICO racketeering case against Donald Trump for his various crimes in Georgia. His obstructive conduct, his threats to Brad Raffensperger, his involvement in the fake elector scheme, and his involvement in having individuals steal election data from local election offices, which the Trump campaign then manipulated. And that's how you would ultimately charge in a RICO racketeering conspiracy the foot soldiers, if you will, the MAGA Republican foot soldiers. Their crimes as part of a common plan and scheme would also be imputed to Donald Trump. So expect to see that. And we're starting to see some real action in other states as well. We've reported, for example, that in Michigan, District Attorney, or the Michigan Attorney General, rather, Dana Nessel, filed a criminal charges against the fake electors in Michigan, as well as some other co-conspirators as well. Have had charges filed against them by special counsel's office in Michigan, a state special counsel's office. But also we're seeing in other states, like in Wisconsin, Tony Evers, governor there, is doing an incredible job. Talked about the fake electors in Wisconsin. So here, play this clip.
Seen state investigations in Georgia. Have you talked with Attorney General Call, or would you like him to launch an investigation in the state as well?
Well, I think there's enough things going on in Donald Trump's world, but to take care of business. But at the end of the day, the idea that fake electors were elected in the state, were processed in the state of Wisconsin, Georgia, and elsewhere, and then tried to actually have those fake electors be taken into account and have a different outcome. It's just extraordinary. I mean, this is something that happens in countries that have a very, democracy isn't part of their gestalt. We're a democratic state. We're a democracy as a state and as a country. And to think that we went so far backwards that we were going to overthrow an election is just extraordinary. Whether Josh Call should, I know he's been relying on our federal partners, and I think that's probably a wise choice.
And frankly, the fake electors in all of these states should face criminal prosecution. They knew what they were doing. They were trying to overthrow our democracy, and it is really, really despicable to see that that is what they did. And but look, Fani Willis not getting intimidated at all. I think we can now expect to add to the list of criminal charges from 78. We'll probably see that even doubled. I think that there's going to be a lot of charges in Fani Willis's indictment. We will keep you posted, of course, as we know more. By the way, we just launched MeidasTouch.com, now the #1 source of pro-democracy news. You can follow along with a lot of the documents and court filings. Go to MeidasTouch.com. Make it your homepage. Make sure you keep checking it each day for all of the breaking news. That's MeidasTouch.com. Check that out as well after this video. I think you'll really like what we got there. Anyway, I'm Ben Meiselas from the MeidasTouch Network. Hit subscribe. We're on our way to 1.5 million subscribers thanks to your support. Check us out at patreon.com/MeidasTouch. And wherever you get audio podcasts, subscribe to the MeidasTouch podcast. Have a great day, and I'll probably be seeing you live very soon for the breaking news that Donald Trump will be arrested, indicted, booked, mugshot in Fulton County. See you then.
Hey Meidas Mighty, love this report? Continue the conversation by following us on Instagram at MeidasTouch to keep up with the most important news of the day. What are you waiting for? Follow us now.